Welcome back to All Hands, everyone. With over 100 days under her belt, Vice President Kamala Harris is already using her role to prioritize the needs of minorities. As the first female, first black, and first Asian American U.S. Vice President, she is making strides to address hate within the AAPI community and to advocate for immigration reform. I spoke with California Congresswoman Judy Chu about the job that Vice President is doing and what still needs to be done to help the AAPI community. Take a look. Congresswoman Judy Chu, thank you so much for taking the time here with us today. Just to dive right in, we've witnessed a historic moment in recent days over the past week as President Biden had the opportunity to, in front of a joint Congress, address Madam Speaker and Madam Vice President for the first time in U.S. history. Let's start right off with Vice President Kamala Harris and how she's been doing since becoming Vice President from your perspective.
Well, she has been a complete role model. She has engaged in so many different issues, and in fact, she is being put in charge of immigration, and especially our response from Central America and with Central America. So I know that she is digging right in, but the significance of having her there, I have been watching the State of the Unions since forever, and to see two women up there on the dais behind the president and our very, very first vice president sent such an incredible signal to all of America about the role of women in politics, and it certainly was an inspiration to young women everywhere.
Certainly. It was truly an historic occasion, and one, to echo the comments of President Biden, it's about time, right? And so late last month, talking about some of the work that's being done right now. Late last month, the leadership of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus met with President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris to discuss the needs of the AAPI community. How significant was this for the CAPAC?
It was incredibly significant that President Biden invited us to the Oval Office within the first 100 days of his presidency. And it was especially significant because of what we're going through with the anti-Asian hate crimes. We have been combating these anti-Asian hate crimes and incidents for over a year now. And of course, they increased tremendously because of Donald Trump's usage of the terms China virus, Wuhan virus, and Kung flu. They spiked in the early part of this year with even more elderly and vulnerable Asian Americans being attacked and even murdered. And then there was the horrendous killing of 8 people in Georgia, 6 of them being Asian women. So we have been working nonstop actually all year long, but I can tell you that the Trump administration and President Trump were totally ignoring us. They, in fact, doubled down to our requests for them to tamp down this horrible rhetoric that they were uttering. We asked for a meeting with the Department of Justice and were totally ignored. So you can imagine how different it was to have President Biden, within the first week of his office, issue a presidential memorandum condemning anti-Asian hate crimes, but also directing the Department of Justice to meet with the Asian American community for solutions. In fact, we met with the Department of Justice already. But then to have that meeting in the White House, in the Oval Office, to discuss further steps to combating anti-Asian hate crimes as well as discuss other issues. Oh my goodness, what a world of difference. Certainly. To have this president who's so committed to fighting for racial justice.
And so with all of this in mind, let's talk about the work that still needs to be done at this point in time, not just from the highest office in the U.S., but also down to the state and local level, down to the offices where we are in different cities and we have to have a response that is coordinated because of what the administration is setting forth and what you are working with them on, but also a message that is key to every citizen of the United States as well in us combating these hate crimes?
Well, yeah, there's what we can do on a federal level. There are the state and local levels, and then there's what every citizen can do. On the federal level, I am happy to report that the Senate did pass the hate crimes bill. This is no small task considering the Senate has been at loggerheads on all bipartisan bills up till now. But they did pass out the bill last week at a vote of 94-1. And so the bill is a combination of two bills. One is the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, which directs the Department of Justice to appoint somebody to follow up on the different hate crime prosecutions that are going on to make sure that they go to the full extent possible. Then there is the contents of the bill that I am a co-lead of, the No Hate Act. And that bill will enhance the reporting of hate crimes because, you see, right now the FBI is required to collect hate crime data, but it's actually very, very flawed because they only rely on the voluntary effort of local law enforcement. And right now, of the 15,000 law enforcement agencies in the nation, only 15% ever report anything.
Wow.
Well, we need to give them the incentives to do that. And so we are providing grants through this No Hate Act to local law enforcement to get such programs going, but also to have training for their law enforcement so that they can understand what a hate crime is and know how to report it and know how to reach out to their communities.
Right. With regard to the prosecution of hate crimes as well, on the legal side of the matters, what will be changing in the near future as a result of some of the movement that is taking place in Washington, D.C. and the discussions that you're having right now? I only have about 30 seconds.
Well, the bill provides for somebody at the Department of Justice to follow the prosecutions of these hate crimes. And what we want is to make sure that if there is a potential hate crime, such as with the Georgia shootings, clearly the shooter went after 3 Asian spas. To me, this is a hate crime. But we want the Department of Justice to be involved with all its resources to make sure that the prosecution goes to the full extent possible in investigating it as a hate crime.
And my thanks to Congresswoman Judy Chu for her insights and taking the time to join us.